Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to tackle one of the most challenging builds yet, a gaming PC for just $200, and yes, it's going to deliver 200 FPS in lightweight games. We'll be building on a super tight budget, focusing on secondhand and refurbished components. Let me show you how we can still make gaming affordable without sacrificing the experience. Let's get started. Before we dive into assembly, let's talk about our goal. For $200, we want a complete system, including a GPU, CPU, storage, and a monitor. This is definitely not a high-end build, but it's more than capable of running lightweight esports titles and older games at decent frame rates. Alright, here are the components we're using for this budget build. We've sourced used and budget-friendly parts to make this work. CPU, AMD Athlon 3000G $40, used. For the CPU, we're using the AMD Athlon 3000G. This is an entry-level dual-core processor with 4 threads, and it even includes integrated Radeon Vega 3 graphics. It's not the most powerful chip, but for our purposes, light gaming and low-power use, it's perfect. You can typically find it for around $40. 2. GPU, used NVIDIA GeForce GT 710 $40. For the GPU, we're going with the GeForce GT 710, a very budget-friendly option that will allow us to boost gaming performance. While it's not designed for high-end gaming, it will allow us to play older titles and esports games at 720p or 1080p with decent FPS. You can often find a used one for around $40. 3. Motherboard, used AM4. Motherboard, $40. For this build, we need an AM4 motherboard compatible with our Athlon 3000G. A used motherboard will cost about $40, and it'll include the essential features like RAM slots and PCIe for our GPU. Make sure the motherboard supports the Athlon 3000G, and it's best to choose a model with basic features that won't break the bank. 4. RAM, 8GB DDR4 $30, used. Memory is key for gaming performance, and 8GB of DDR4 RAM is the sweet spot for budget builds. You can find a used 8GB DDR4 stick for around $30, which will be plenty for running lightweight games at smooth frame rates. 5. Storage, 240GB SSD $30, used. For storage, we'll be using a 240GB SSD. SSDs are much faster than traditional hard drives and will give us faster boot times and quicker load times in games. A used SSD will cost around $30, which is a great deal for this build. 6. Power supply, PSU, 400W PSU $20, used. A reliable PSU is essential for powering the system. We're using a 400W PSU, which is more than enough to power this build. Just make sure the PSU is in good condition, as power supply failures can damage other components. 7. Case, used desktop case $10, used. A basic desktop case will be fine for this build. It doesn't need fancy features, just enough space to house the motherboard, GPU, and storage. You can find a used desktop tower case for around $10, which is a great way to save money. 8. Monitor, $19. Used LCD monitor, $30, used. To complete our setup, we'll need a monitor. We're opting for a 19-inch used LCD monitor. While it won't have the best resolution or refresh rate, it's sufficient for 720p or 1080p gaming. You can often find these monitors for around $30 in secondhand marketplaces. Total, $200. So, with $200, we've managed to get a full gaming PC setup, including a monitor. Let's now dive into assembling the system and see how it performs. Look at that! We're getting 200 FPS in League of Legends and CS:GO at 1080p low settings. It's not perfect for ultra-demanding games, but it's more than capable for lightweight gaming and esports titles. So, there we have it, a full $200 gaming PC setup, including a monitor, capable of hitting 200 FPS in light games. This build proves that gaming doesn't have to be expensive, and you can still have fun even on a tight budget. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more budget PC builds. Let me know if you have any questions or suggestions for future builds in the comments below. Until next time, happy gaming!